Independent artists are always asking me the same question. Okiki, how can I blow? Like, how can I get to the next level? How can I make sure that I'm able to go music full time? To be honest, I always say it comes down to small things. It's having your business in order, having your market in there, and making sure the product is very, very good. Content. Don't take it from me. I swear I haven't watched this video before, but I literally just seen the #1 thing holding independent artists back. So I'm responding in real time. But the guy has a decent following. Shout out to my man. He released a video a couple of days ago as well. And he seems to be doing very, very well for himself. So hopefully, everything I say, everything I preach, is not just coming from me, but you're able to hear it from someone else as well. Or maybe he has something else that you guys can take on, just in case, for example, I'm completely wrong as well. So yeah, let's see.
If you're an independent artist trying to do it all, drop music, grow on socials, design merch, book shows, chances are it might not be growing the way you want it to. And the problem isn't you, it's focus. And today I want to talk about the power of doing a lot of a little and why it changed everything for my own personal music career. For those that don't know me, my name is Nick. I'm an independent artist with give or take 5 million monthly listeners on Spotify. And I just like to share my thoughts on how to grow and make a living in music and what I feel.
I promise you, I don't even know you got 5 mil. That's very impressive. He makes probably like around like 20 G's, if I'm not mistaken, per month. That's good.
It's the most practical
It's amazing
way to do so. So if you're interested in that, stick around and consider subscribing to the channel. The first point I want to make is something I'm going to call the creative curse. And it's just wanting to do everything. As artists, we're usually multi-talented and very curious by nature. Now that is a strength, but it can also be a trap. We end up trying a little bit of everything, which leads to shallow progress everywhere. It feels productive, but really we're just spinning in circles. It's being busy for the sake of being busy. And I think as creative people, it's very hard for us to just simply be intentional with what we're doing and work towards one very specific goal, and we get lost in trying to do a lot of a little bit. And I think the reason for that is there are far too many options for what we could be doing with our time. Albums or singles, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, merch drop, create a content calendar, perform live, focus on releasing singles and making songs. When you're independent, it all falls on you, and that freedom can be very paralyzing. I think the real power comes from focusing on one thing. Real progress comes when you zoom in. You pick one lane, you give it everything you got for a season, and you go all in. Do a lot of one thing, go deep, not wide. You don't need to.
Interesting. Like, I don't even have anything to say because I feel like he's even speaking to me. You know what I mean? I do quite a lot of things. I'm not an artist, don't get it twisted, but I do quite a lot of things. And to be honest, it's better for you to, instead of doing a lot of things, just do 1 or 2 things extremely well and just double down. So as an artist, listen to someone that has 20 million streams, like, you got great advice here, I can't lie. Focus. Now I'm curious, what is the one thing that you should focus on?
Do everything. You need to do one thing well enough that it gives you the margin to do the next thing better. I'm going to take a little bit here to talk about how focusing on one thing was beneficial for me in my own personal music career.
Hopefully he tells us.
And I'm also going to talk about a buddy of mine, Connor Price, and how I view his ability to do that at scale very, very well. So for my own personal music journey, I wanted to, this is going to be different for everybody. I wanted to stay home. I have a family. I have 2 kids. I'm married. I have a farm to take care of. And I just like being at home. I'm not really one to want to be away. So I don't want to tour. So that kind of helped me focus a bit just by not really desiring to tour. But where I kind of shined was my only real, like, my overarching goal for my music career was to be able to have a flexible life, to do what I want, to make a living. And the way that I saw the best way for me to do that was to focus on getting my streaming numbers up. I had a goal to do 1 million streams a day. That was my
A day.
on Spotify alone. So I had a goal to do 1 million streams a day on Spotify, and that's what kind of
1 million streams a day. Now, I'm not saying nothing is impossible, but to get 1 million streams a day, like, how? Unless this guy's like a producer, like I said, this is my first time ever seeing the video, but unless this guy's like a producer and he's releasing like lo-fi beats or whatever, getting them mad playlists, running mad ads and stuff like that, 1 million per day, like, that's wild. But yeah,
my north.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but I've just never ever seen that ever happening before. So
star. So everything that I was doing on a day-to-day basis pointed towards that North Star. How do I get to 1 million streams every day on Spotify alone? So I was able to kind of put the blinders on, and I didn't really do a lot. I said no to 99% of everything. And I was just able to hone in, focus. And throughout that process, what I was able to do was just learn the best way to get streaming numbers up. Quick pause. If you want to know more about how I was able to get my streaming numbers up and more specific details about what I did and what I was doing, and a lot of helpful mindset tips, I think the mind is one of the most important things that you can kind of prepare for getting things done. I did write a book titled You Don't Want It Bad Enough, and it's about how I personally feel about how to navigate the music industry independently and what I feel is the most practical way to make a living making music without a label. So if you care about that, I'll put the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. And obviously,
Yes, I'm actually going to purchase that book. I want to understand exactly the method behind the madness. I cannot lie to you.
in today's age in making music, it's to be found on discovery platforms such as TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, whatever it is. Creating short form content that gets the attention, and then be able to take that attention and point it to a place that can drive your revenue, right? Attention is currency. I just focused on creating as much music as possible and creating as much content as possible. And in turn, that would get my streaming numbers up. And I've been able to be very fortunate, very blessed to say that I did hit that goal of doing 1 million streams a day. I hit that goal a few years ago, and I've been able to kind of hover there up until now. I attribute.
So I was saying this guy's hitting like 20 G. By the way, guy, I'm not even a pocket watcher like that. It sounds like I am, but I was saying he's doing 20 G's, bro. So what? Bro's doing like 100K a month. So going to his Spotify, I mean, it's undeniable. He has 5 million monthly listeners, and has some big heavy hitters as well. Interesting, man. Interesting. I mean, on his latest album, we got one that got 37 mil. So let's just say Too Easy, for example. I don't know about the mil a day, but so with a mil, he's basically earning around 3.4K every single day. In this life, have money. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna purchase his book then, because this guy knows I.
Attribute a lot of that success to being able to focus on one thing, give it everything I got. And I think your ability to focus is a superpower in a world where everyone else is distracted. There's so many things in the day-to-day people's phones and technology that are causing people to be distracted. So I think a superpower is if you can find a way to be focused on something in a world where everyone is distracted. I think that's going to be a superpower. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about Connor Price and kind of his climb. So he was also a great example for focusing on one thing. He did a lot of releasing frequently. He did a lot of creating content and getting his streaming numbers up. And he did it long enough. You kind of got to think of it like chapters in a book, right? You have to finish chapter 1 to get to chapter 2. Everyone wants to kind of just like read all the chapters at once in the music industry, right? They want to do everything. They have the urge, the desire, the creativity, the spark. They want to do a little bit of a lot. When you really shine is when you do a lot of a little bit. So Connor, at the beginning, he was doing the same thing. He's posting content every day, releasing music very frequently, creating a lot of songs, driving traffic to Spotify and Apple Music and getting his streaming numbers up. And then after a couple years of doing that, he decided he wanted to go on tour. And because he had already done a lot of a little bit, a lot of getting people, a lot of creating content, releasing frequently, getting streaming numbers up, getting people to care and pay attention, then he went on tour. He built the fan base first, and then he went on tour. In that, his first tour, his first headline tour ever as an independent artist was sold out. Every show sold out. And when he was on tour, he gave the tour every bit of his focus and every bit of his attention. And in turn, that's the reason why it's sold out, right? It's like, where can you put your focus? And wherever you put that focus is what will grow. And another real life example of this that's not in the music industry, but I think we can take something from it, is I might have talked about it in the past, but there's a food truck in Charleston, South Carolina. It was a food truck, now it's a brick and mortar. But it started as
You see, like when people are dropping so much game, I don't even have anything to say, bro. Like, bro's talking about the fact that these guys, well, himself, he's averaging 1 million streams per day, number one. Number two, he has a friend that was able to be so consistent that they were posting on social media, they were driving traffic to their Spotify pages, etc. Off the back of that, off of their first tour, they sold out. I'm assuming the numbers on each, you know, in each venue is not small numbers either. Insane. And these guys are doing it independently. Now, I'm not in the game of saying labels versus independent, etc. But I'm pretty sure there's so many labels that are probably trying to throw a damn amount of money at that guy just to make sure they're taking him in. Do you know what I mean? And I'm surprised, or rather, I'm actually I commend it. Do you know what I mean? I definitely commend the ability to stay independent. You know, stay independent, keep fighting and doing their thing. And to be honest, I'm gonna watch the rest of this video. I'll leave the link down below. So definitely make sure to check it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you want to join a great community of like-minded individuals, then first share it with a friend. Make sure to subscribe. Then click the link down below and you'll see me in the community where I give you guys game, a measurable amount of game. Not as much as this guy though, but somewhat. This is just tiny. Just a small bit. Just a small bit.